Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Tracey Z. Jones, and I am so excited today to get the opportunity to share some time with one of our tremendous authors, Jeremy Mutzabaugh. And Jeremy has written not just one book with us, but published his second one too. And I wanted to introduce you to him and let him tell you a little bit about his books. The first one was Jeremy Interrupted. And then shortly thereafter, he produced Jeremy's Realization. So Jeremy, it's great to actually talk to you.
It's nice to be in the office this afternoon to talk about my experiences.
I love it. I love it. So Jeremy, a lot of people out there want to be an author. What was it like publishing a book? What was that whole experience like?
I had a nice time with it. Jeremy's Interruption talks about challenges I had in the school years as a learning disabled student, and teachers and classmates, how I had to interact with them, and just how I prevailed with graduation. I had some college training and wrote down some struggles from my college years, but I believe if anybody believes in themselves, they can do what they want to do in life, and not just through the school classrooms, but even in the workplace. When you have somebody chastising you or trying to tell you you're not going to make it, don't listen to them.
I love it.
Keep going, keep pushing through, keep believing in yourself, and you're going to get to where you want to go.
I love it. Well, you heard that, folks. So Jeremy has dealt with some challenges, as we all have, but he refused to let that define him. And he has been such an encouragement and friend to me. Oh, we've known each other, what, about 3
years?
3 years. And his resiliency, his spirit, and you know what? Very few people have written books. I mean, more today probably than ever before. Jeremy wrote 2. Okay, so if you're sitting there thinking, "Oh, I can't do that," you need to get his book, because you will not say that after it. And Jeremy, okay, so you talked a little bit about Jeremy's Interrupted. Do people have to read this one first before Jeremy's Realization, or what is covered in each one of them for our people that are listening?
Yeah, well, no, you could read either one of them whenever.
Standalone.
Jeremy Interrupted roughly talks about my school years, and some memories from my college years. College wasn't all a struggle, but I did list some challenges that were thrown at me that I did not expect, but I handled.
Yeah, you did.
I handled them.
And you've completed I
have an associate's in forestry.
In forestry. That's so
Yeah.
awesome. And then talk to our readers about what made you decide then to go on and write Jeremy's Realization.
Jeremy's Realization talks about trips I've taken on different bus trips to different destinations. This time of year right now in October, Salem is like a Halloween hub. They close main streets down in Salem for costumed people to walk and utilize the community for Halloween. And other different destinations I talk about in Jeremy's Realization. I throw in some biblical verses to inspire my readers, in hopes that if you start feeling down or depressed, the Bible is an awesome place to turn to for inspiration and uplifting. And I throw some inspiration in both books on what got me through my challenges.
I love it. I love it. Well, 2 things I want to land on with that. First is, when you traveled, you just go. You'd sign up on your own and just, so for people like me and other people like, well, I don't know if I have anybody to go with. I don't want to go on my own. You just saw it and you went for that. And that's really exciting. But I want to dial into your faith, because your faith is obviously very important to you. It's threaded through each of the books. Talk to me about how your faith got you through that, or what you'd share with other people about the meaning of faith. You already alluded to some of it.
I think you gotta have the spirit, have the belief in yourself, regardless of what others are trying to throw at you, trying to tell you. I had experience after experience with my school district administration, and in our elementary school years, my class would have some executives from the CD school board come in and just see the progress that our teachers were trying to make with us. But there were one or two people that they didn't believe in us, and would even say, you people should just leave school now. You're not going to see graduation. I'm like, wait a minute. And if you encounter people like that, don't believe them. Don't give up on yourself. Keep the faith, keep the spirit in yourself to get through. If it's a school class, a school grade, or even the workplace, don't associate with those who can pull you away from your faith, and that's in the New Testament. Do not yoke with people who can pull you. Don't listen to them.
Right. And that's going to happen at every age and stage of life, regardless of where you are. We talk a lot about that. We converse about work, all different kinds of things. And we talk about they're the drains, the toxic people. And you're very focused on, look, you're going to encounter that. I don't care if you're the richest, the poorest, the oldest, the youngest, the wealthiest, the dumbest, the smartest. It doesn't matter. You're going to encounter this. And so we really share that we talk a lot about that that's life, folks, and the Bible talks about, where that originates from. And Jeremy, you just really give a lot of hope in that. You're like, hey, it is what it is, but you don't have to you don't have to put the label on of what other people say about you. And not only that, but then you have the love of God and the power of the Spirit. And you go into that a lot about, hey, your faith, if God's for us, who can be against us?
Yeah, and in Jeremy's interruption, I talk about every day being a blessing, and embrace every day, because we might not have tomorrow, and that's in the Psalms.
Absolutely.
Rejoice and be glad in the day, because you might not have tomorrow.
Right. Now, Jeremy, I know Jeremy is a prolific writer. You have sent me, I have a whole litany of more manuscripts from him. I love it. Hey, why write just one book? It's like, why just adopt one dog? Or cat, let's have a whole bunch. But what do you think is next for you, Jeremy? What are your hopes and aspirations with writing and going on with your life, the next chapters?
I am really hoping for, I have a full-time career, but I'm trying to weed myself out of that. And I'm really looking maybe for an early retirement from the place. And I'm trying to come up with a more leadership manuscript to turn in.
Oh, good. I love it. Yes.
But I'm hoping for something with maybe something part-time, but something I still have a little bit more freedom with, traveling, continuing to travel to other places. The bus lines have been rough the past couple of years because of this COVID, but Amtrak is out there, and I've gone to Chicago on Amtrak, and that was a pretty interesting experience in itself, but I am hoping, and I'm talking to counselors about weeding my full-time job out because I don't I don't need it.
Well, I think, and for our listeners out there, a lot of you guys reach out to me because there's the next chapter of your life. And um, that's a natural thing. And what I love about Jeremy, he's always looking forward to it. Okay, so you're retired, but what's next? And he's looking for the next great thing where he can really continue to serve people. And Jeremy, how do you give talks to different groups? Would you like to talk about the book, or for our listeners out there that are thinking about maybe having you thinking, boy, I'd like him to come share with my students or my class or my ministry. Do you do that?
I do that, yes. Mostly I will hand out a book on a tour when I'm somewhere. I've had people approach me because I've been to Baltimore before on a day trip, and I've had people approach me thinking, well, I don't recognize that person. What's he doing here? Trying to feel me out as the, who are you? Why are you here? And I give them a book. I'm like, listen, this is what I do, and this is why I do it. Read the book. I've had one or two people tell me, I've read your book. It's it's impressive. I was actually crying till I got to the end of it, and I'm like, that wasn't my purpose, but
maybe joy or inspiration, not just.
But yes, I would talk.
It's precious. It's tender.
Yeah. I would talk to organizations, or I do try to inspire people one-on-one right now. And yeah, I would talk to organizations or students.
I love it. Well, and for your teams out there or groups, remember why people love Tremendous Leadership is it's the little books, because you can get through them. And so it's just a wonderful quick read to talk about it. And really, Jeremy even has spots in here where you have notes in the back, and about the author. We have in the back of it how you can reach out to him. But they're just wonderful little booklets, and can really share with people about, life is ready for you to bring it. And Jeremy just keeps bringing it and bringing it and bringing it, regardless of circumstances. We're all going to have circumstances. So let's not whine and, as my dad would say, suck our thumbs about circumstance. Let's get on with it. And I love talking with Jeremy about professional things because, man, he gets it. I mean, he has seen the nonsense as much as everybody else. And it triggers that in him, like, hey, come on, guys, show up and own it. Yeah.
The one book does talk about in my college years. The university booked Holly Dunn to come give a concert. She used to sing country music, and what I did not expect was she walked off her stage in the middle of her show, walked up the bleachers where the crowd was sitting at, and kind of joked with people that were sitting behind me, but then looked over and saw me sitting. I reached up and we shook hands, and she walked back to the stage. I did not expect that from a singer, but that's just a memory I have of my college years, and it's in Jeremy Interrupted.
Yeah. I just, because he's out there. He's making himself available, and he's being open to all the great blessings that are out there. So, all right, Jeremy. Well, listen, folks, you can get this book on Tremendous Leadership. All our information, how we contact Jeremy, you let us know. We'll put all his contact information in there, his email and stuff like that. So you can reach out to have him come out to the organization. He'd love to do that. And get a copy of this too. And if you do, when you do, be sure and leave a wonderful review on Amazon, because that's so important. Reach out, and then we get to see them, and then Jeremy will get the words and let you know how his experiences are really inspiring other people. And any questions you got at all, I know Jeremy is really dedicated to serving and living life at the highest level he is. So anything else for our listeners, Jeremy?
God bless, and thank you for watching the podcast.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. Thanks for being the most tremendous author twice. maybe thrice, you get that leadership thing done. But folks, and again, if you're interested in more about our books, please reach out to Tremendous Leadership or publishing with us. Let us know. We'll put you in touch with some of our tremendous authors like Jeremy, so they can kind of tell you about the process. It's a lot of fun. So, all right, brother, that's it for now. See you, everybody. Stay tremendous.